Hello guys, and welcome back to another class of our course about the complete introduction to programming with Java. So basically in the past few classes we have downloaded our text editor, and basically we now know how to set up everything, and now it's time to create our project and write our first lines of code. So you'll see it's not that complicated to do. So if I'm not mistaken, in the past few classes we have created our first project, so it's pretty simple. I'll redo it right now in order just to be sure that you guys understand how to do it. So you just go in File, then you go in New and New Project, and now you simply select Groovy. You click on Next. Here you write down the name of your project, so it could be Project 1, Project 2, and when it's done you simply click on Finish and it should be created. So once created, you simply click right here, so your project should be there. Here, for example, I have my project 1 that is right there. Alright, so when everything is done, now it's time to start writing out our code. So how exactly we write down our code, and basically how exactly can we get access to our code? It's pretty simple. So you have your idea right here, out src. So you'll go on your src and simply right click. You'll go on New. And from here, you will be able to create, different things. So you'll be able to create Java classes, but also packages, files, and other things. You select Java class. And then what we'll do, we'll simply have to give a name to our class. So I'll just name it, let's say I'll name it Hello. So here we go, my class is created. So when it's all done, I just click on the class. So as you can see, guys, what's gonna happen is that we will have this little thing right there that will appear. And it's public class hello. So right now what's gonna happen is that we are going to write down our first code. So pretty simple. It's pretty simple. We're going to write down our first code, which is really printing hello world, which is by default in all programming languages the basic thing. So at the meantime we're going to learn some little basics. So once again, I'm not gonna go too much in details. But my goal here is really for you guys to understand how to write down that code. All right, so basically in the code that we are going to write, it's divided in 3 parts. So first part is writing down our class. So we have it right there, which is public class. The name of our class is hello. So basically this is where we are going to create our code. So we are going to create it in the class that is named hello. Then the next step will be writing down the methods that we are going to use, which will be public static void main. So those will be the methods that we are going to use. And then finally writing down our printing line of code, which will allow us to print our code. So if we go step by step, so as I said, first step is writing down our class. So the class should be automatically generated. So your class name is hello, so you should be public class hello. Now next step is pretty simple, is writing down our, basically in this case our method. So it's gonna be public, so you have it right there. Then the second thing will be static, void, and finally main. So here we go. Now when everything is written down, the next thing will be writing down string, since we're going to use string, and arguments. Also, another thing, in Java, you need to use those parentheses as well. So basically, when you open up a new class, you are going to use this parentheses right there. And then what you want to do is open up another parentheses to basically add in the methods that we are going to use. So basically, if we work for those lines of code, if we work with this method, we're going to open up those parentheses, and everything that we are going to write has to be inside of those parentheses. So basically those are the methods that we are going to use for the next lines of code that we are going to write down. So pretty important, if you don't write inside of those parentheses, it's not gonna work. So if you decide to write down your elements somewhere right here, it's not necessarily gonna work how we want it to work. So it might work, but it's not gonna be as we want it to work. So if you need to be a little bit more advanced to do it. All right, so next thing is pretty simple, is writing down our line of code. which is asking Java to basically print something. So how exactly we print something? It's pretty simple. So we ask our system. So it's going to be system dot out dot print ln. So pretty important, we are going to print out our elements. So here what exactly we want to print is pretty simple. We want to print our basic lines of code, which in this case will be hello world. So we'll just ask the program to print hello world. So let's do it. So we'll write down hello and finally world. Great. So when everything is done, the next step will be running our program. So how exactly can we run our program? So usually it's simply by clicking right there. But if this button doesn't work, what you want to do is simply go on run right here. So you'll click on run and here you will choose what exactly you want to run. So here I have a few classes. I have hello, I have hi, I have hi kids. So basically I'm choosing to run hello. So it's right here. So what I want to do right now is simply run it. Now what I want to do is basically see what I have run. So where exactly I will see it? I will see it inside of my terminal. So my terminal is basically right here. So right there, run. So this is my terminal. So basically there it is. As you can see, hello world. Now let's say I want to add some other lines of code to it. So we still going to stay with the basics right now. So right now, congratulations. First of all, you have written down your first program in Java. But now let's say we want to print some other things right here. So how exactly we will print it? So pretty simple. You can just recopy this function right there. So you copy it and you can paste it right there. So basically in here, you just change the hello world. So instead of writing down hello world, you can just write down my name is XYZ. And I can run it. So what's going to happen right now is that we are going to have two lines of code. So we're going to have hello world, my name is XYZ. Another really important thing in Java is using this point comma as well. So pretty important to use it. If, for example, I decide to not use it, I take it out. What's going to happen is that I'm going to have an error message. So as you can see, I need to use this point comma, so pretty important. So as you can see in Java, there are some, so for those of you who already have some basic experience with the programming, basically the text editor is pretty much the same, but for the rest, it's some slightly differences. So pretty important. How exactly we are going to write down the code, let me just repeat it again. So first step, writing down our class, so it's going to be automatically generated. So public class, in this case we are using the hello class, so we gave the name hello to our class. Then the second step is pretty simple, is calling out our methods, the methods that we are going to use. Here it is, this is our method. And finally the line of code, in this case it's going to be print ln, so basically system.out.println, and the line basically what we want to print. In this case, the only thing that we want to print is hello world. So we can print some more advanced things such as operations and all those things, but we're going to talk about those things in the next few classes. So for the moment, congratulations, you have written down your first lines of code. So that's it for this class, guys, and see you all in our next class.